I'm about a 30-minute drive outside of Chiang Mai and I'm at Buddhist hell. This is a special temple. It was the vision of a monk. The story goes, he had a dream, a nightmare, envisioned this garden, sculpture garden, that depicted what happens in the Buddhist hell. And it has a bit of a notorious reputation. So viewer discretion is advised. I'm gonna go have a look and see what happens if you misbehave and end up in the Buddhist version of hell. Yeah, these skulls are cool. So, you know, immediately, you know you're in for something unusual. So let's have a look. Okay, here's the entrance. It's kind of overgrown turnstile. 10 baht. I can see there's a coin stuck in there, so it obviously doesn't work. I'm not going to be able to fit through there. I've tried that before with these things. You can't, there's not really any way to get through. All right. Some skeletons. Looks like it's wire skeleton, then with some sort of like resin over the top. But some skeletons guarding with broken light bulb eyes. Yeah, LEDs. They're broken. So we're going to climb over because it looks like people have been climbing over here. Because these are all flattened down. So we're going to climb in. You got this guardian here. I mean, very colourful, very ornate. Would you call it a sculpture, statue? All right, let's go. Don't want to slip. Okay, we're in. So I'm glad I brought my insect repellent because without a doubt there are mosquitoes here and I don't want to be in my own personal mosquito hell. I'm already getting bitten by mosquitoes. I've got to put some insect repellent on. This is going to be mad. Give me a sec. All right, I'm repellented up. So here behind me is some entrance into some sort of display. I can immediately see some sort of gruesome things. But yeah, they're quite impressive sculptures. Like I said, they're made out of some sort of composite material, and obviously with a wire skeleton frame, and painted really nicely. Looks like they're airbrushed, or a mixture, spray painted, airbrushed. I don't know who designed them, whether it was this monk and his vision, but it is kind of dilapidated from what I can see here. I mean, there's a lot of like leaves. There needs to be some sweeping up done. And that skeleton's missing its head. And here we have some mother with babies suckling. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. But who knows? I mean, she doesn't look great. Like her skin tone's a bit off, and her hands are a little bit big. But yeah, let's go and have a look. Okay, so it is kind of run down. It looks like that you could put money in these things and something would happen, but they're not, it's not on. But this is kind of creepy. They're sort of sat around a pit. It looks like there's something that pops out of there. Here we have a wino with a black eye and a bump on his head. Maybe he's begging. So I'm not going to pretend to know much about Buddhism, but I do know that their concept of hell is like really multi-layered and complicated, and that you can be in hell, I think, I could be wrong, but in this realm. You know, like this guy, he could be just your average beggar, wino on the street. He's in hell though. I think that's kind of the general idea. But yeah. So don't drink. We've got a woman with maggots in her face. She's holding a lotus. The lotus is very prominent in Buddhism. Here's another wino, or beggar. It's a woman, she's knocking back with a sort of expression of glee on her face. Knocking back a bottle with her top off. Oh, look at that. And she's got a butterfly tattoo. Don't know which sculpture made that, but maybe he's had a bad experience. There's people tending to their sick elderly relative. Yeah, that's... no one wants that. I mean, this is actually quite creepy. Can you imagine trying to make these things? I wouldn't want to. Some sort of Cronenbergian baby. That really reminds me of something from a film. I'm not sure what. They all had light bulbs in their eyes. Yeah, it's really dilapidated. I don't know Thai, but there are these signs. Obviously that's sort of maybe telling you what it is, what it's supposed to represent. But that just looks horrible. That does look hellish. More mothers. Mothers and babies seems to be a theme so far. A big skeleton. Again, with the light bulbs hanging out of its eye. Here we go. The Grim Reaper. Disemboweled. A lot of effort to make all of this stuff. The Grim Reaper's looking over my shoulder, as it is you. More babies. I mean, what does this stuff mean? I don't know what it all means, but yeah, it's not very nice. I imagine if you're Thai and a child from around this area, It would make you think, you know? Just like with Christians, you know, if they sort of like push the idea of hell, the Christian hell on you when you're a kid, that can be quite scary. And here we've got some demons. Again, they had light bulbs in their eyes, and they're roasting these women. Well, not even roasting them. They're turning these women on a spit. And the spit is going through various sections of their bodies. Look at this demon. I'm glad I'm wearing insect repellent. And there's a demon baby. Ah. Insect repellent's working, but this kind of environment, you have to make sure every inch of skin is covered, otherwise they find it. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting bitten. I think I stepped in an ant's nest. Oh, there's a guy. Sawadee Cup. Strange place. I mean, obviously there was a theme to that section, but now we're here. Like a singing skeleton. Sawadee Cup. This,
No.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Are you checking for money? Yeah. Don't blame him. So here we have, he's just walking through the water there. He didn't care. It's almost, I mean, this bit's unfinished. It's old, some of these old TVs here. Paint cans and stuff. What a strange place. So obviously the upkeep on this place is really labor intensive, and they haven't managed to like really keep it up, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, I can't imagine it's extremely popular. And if you just pay 10 baht to get in, and then there's a few of these machines, 10 baht is like 20p. I don't know. Okay. I mean, huge. I don't know enough about Buddhism to know whether these sort of long, elongated creatures that have names and stuff. But they're quite impressive statues. Quite horrible. All right, let's go into this bit. If anyone can read that, let me know. Okay. So, greeted with this, more entrails. You got this guy. Maggots seem to be a theme. I mean, clearly someone enjoyed making these. Probably just wasn't one person. But I wouldn't. What a horrible job. Having to make these like horrific depictions. All right, what have we got here? Some sort of guillotine. The screaming eagle, he had lights in his eyes too. On top of a big chopper. And these people have been beheaded. And there's lots of writing here that would explain, hold on. Oh, just one little bit of English. Beheading, decapitation. This was obviously some sort of machine that worked. You put money in this thing. And it did something. There's gears and a motor and chains and stuff. Maybe that went up and then went back down. Obviously there were lights in the eyes. And these two demonic judges. Look at this thing. That's gigantic. I mean, that's got to be 6, 12, 24, 36. That's got to be about 45 foot high, maybe more. And he's got great big light bulbs in his eyes too. I mean, this place is crazy. And then you've got these guys sort of coming out of the ground. Are they worshipping this huge monster? Or are they fearing? Probably both. This is something. Kind of reminds me of Hieronymus Bosch. You know, the Garden of Earthly Delights. In a way, sort of does. I think it's all the limbs and all the movement and stuff. Or imagined movement. This is basically a big cauldron. I would have loved to have seen this lit up. But there is something kind of cool about it, how like all of the bulbs are like broken and hanging out. I mean, this place is basically in disrepair. But yeah, this is very, very reminiscent of like Christian hell. You know, burning in a cauldron. And these are the demons that are doing their work. Look. He's pleased about it. The expressions on their faces are pretty good, I must say. You know, it really captures the kind of like, he looks kind of like proud. Like he's taking like kind of joy in his work, but he's done it, he's seen it all before. The suffering doesn't faze him. You're not going to get any mercy from this guy. Again, I think this is my third warning. Viewer discretion is advised. Anyway, enough of that. These are the guys that are being led into the cauldron. They ain't getting out of this one. But these like kind of look like demons as well. It's very disgusting. Here we have a depiction of a man, again, he's holding a lotus. They're cutting his throat, he's blindfolded. I mean, this could be a depiction of like an execution from some historical or modern day atrocity. But it's clearly demons doing it. So I don't know. It's made so there's a path to follow, that's for sure. So maybe there's a story to it. It's going to make me research a bit more about the Buddhist depiction of hell. Now this thing, a demon horse biker, and he's disemboweling and mutilating these people. I mean, that's something straight out of a Iron Maiden album cover, right? That's like metal. There he is. Again, obviously a lot of this stuff did something. You put in the money into these machines and then it moved and lit up. More Thai. I will try and translate that later. But a huge-handed, huge dog man. Maggots, red eyes. We continue. Strange humanoid creature, disgustingly bloated and elongated. Again, I'm not sure what this is with the big penises, but a lot of them seem to have these large penises. I don't know, is that a bad thing? I mean, that's a bad thing, for sure. There's big and then there's too big, and he's obviously struggling. There seems to be a lot of large and painful looking penises, and that would be bad, obviously. You know, no one wants that. Another demon pulling the tongue of this unfortunate man. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put this on YouTube, actually. More demons. There's a lot of demons. It's very demon heavy, but that, you know, is understandable. Who else is going to do this stuff to you in hell? This looks like a couple. It's a man and a woman. Is it Adam and Eve? No. But yeah, they're showing the disembowelment and axe to the face, and yet they've got little fig leaves covering their genitals, these two. So I don't know what that's about. I doubt it's Adam and Eve, though. Here's a cool looking guy. I think it's a gambler. You got dice, dominoes, cards, a chicken or cockerel, maybe cockfighting. You got two beetles fighting there. I think this guy's a gambler. And this is what happens to you. Or maybe that's just a sick tattoo. Each one has a unique face as well. A lot of work's gone into this. Here's a man eating frogs, which, as we all know, is a one-way ticket to hell. More machines. This place is run down, man. This place is run down. He's got the right idea. Okay. Now here we have some sort of orgistic scene. Are they sirens? I don't know. I don't know what this has got to do with Buddhist hell, but who knows? They might be hurting him. I mean, it looks fun, but obviously there's a reason that it's depicted here. You know, sexual deviancy, I suppose, something like that. But yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, man. Here's another huge statue. Again, with the big genitals. What's that all about? This one's cool though. The gold nugget. Very cool face. It's almost Hindu or something. Don't know. Is that Hanuman? It's got a tail, some sort of monkey. Interesting. Very interesting. There's some crossover with Hindu stuff here, for sure. And who are these two? Glazed eyes. Sort of blank expressions. They're gone. Are they brother or sister, or probably not? Lovers, a couple. They're doing something. She's chewing on his wrist, he's sort of chewing on her thumb. I don't know. I'm going to start behaving myself. Here we go again. It's not for the faint of heart. And I don't know whether I'll be able to put this on YouTube, but it's educational. Yeah, look at this guy. It looks like he's swallowed coins. He's got one red finger and a coin stuck in his neck. I wonder what that's about. I have to just get an image of this so I can translate it. That's interesting. And he's got, well, that's a tie thing, the band around the arm. What's that Native American expression? Like when all the rivers are poisoned and all the fields are ash, we'll finally realize we cannot eat money. Something like that. Very crazy place. Clearly in a state of disrepair. So, I mean, you have to climb over to get in. But there is a temple attached to it. It must be the temple that the monk was from. But this is at least 25, 30 years old, this place. So, and it doesn't look like it's been cleaned up or maintained for a long time. So I suppose it will just be here until it rots away. Schoolchildren. These kids didn't hand their homework in on time. Quite a harsh punishment for that, but you know, stricter schools out here in Southeast Asia. And this looks like a load of children watching these two authority figures. And these have dead, soulless eyes. Watch the TV. I don't know what this means. And look at these old TVs and computers that have been put here. Kind of looks out of place. I would have thought you would have just made them out of the same stuff that you make everything else and paint them, you know. But no, they've done the sculptures and then put in real TVs and computers. Kind of a weird artistic choice. But these children look like, well, these are the well-behaved ones, and those have done something naughty at the back. Possibly. It's all very confusing. Now I've got some big bastards. You know, crown of skulls. Oh, here's something interesting. It's Ganesha. What are you doing here? Like I was saying, Hinduism and Buddhism do have crossovers, similarities. I think Buddhism actually comes from Hinduism. So, yeah, there's definitely similarities. And maybe there's karma in both, and to do with the punishments and stuff, or you know, how you should live your life, the moral code and suffering. Maybe that's where it comes into it. And here, this is Lord Rama, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. The multi-headed, the archer. Yeah, this is Hindu. I'm in a little Hindu enclave. It's nice. I feel safer here, actually. But can't linger there forever. A horse creature. This guy's taking total glee in his work. And he has sort of jewels, plastic, but sort of a plastic mock jewel as eyes. A lot of work has gone into this stuff. But obviously a lot of work to upkeep it, you know. Another wino. Two-headed. Oh, I kind of get this one. All right, okay. Let's try and figure this out. Mummy, please don't do that anymore. Please, Mummy, I'm worried about you. And she's just, you know, completely out of it. Fucking giant syringe, ramming that into her. Can't get enough of it. Shooting up. Gobbling back the moonshine. And that's one side of it. And then the other side, the second head. Oh, that's a bloke though. Where he's vomiting. And you've got fishes in there, some nails, what looks like a shrimp or crayfish, chicken leg. He's got some smoke behind his ear. Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to be like the dichotomy of, like, you know, hedonistic, abandoned, self-destructive behavior where you're ignoring the pleas of your children, but then the flip side of it is this terrible sickness. And now I don't get it, because that's a bloke and that's a woman. And there's titties and a penis. I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know. Right, I'm back to the sort of beginning. I've done the circuit. I mean, I could examine them all and stay here for ages looking at each and every individual thing, but it's starting to rain. And I kind of get the idea. Well, I can see what this place is. What's interesting though is that, you know, as intricate and impressive as these sculptures are, like, they will degrade. You know, that's just the nature of like making them out of this stuff. This stuff is not going to last forever. So his vision, whilst expansive, is ultimately not going to last. This place is fated to eventually just rot away and fall apart and disappear. But I suppose that's kind of fitting for Buddhism, you know, because everything's impermanent. So that's what I'll say about that. But here we have what I believe to be Thai royalty. So I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe they're just overseeing the whole operation, exempt from ever going to Buddhist hell. But there's nothing wrong with these two. In proportion, no maggots, genitals are in check, no blood, no guts, normal eyes and nice faces. So we'll have to get a selfie. It's the Thai king and queen, I think. And it's good to see them. It started to rain, but I found an umbrella. But here, we're in a different part, and it's not so hellish. There's many sculptures around, but we're out of the hell zone, finally. And this is just regular Buddhism. And there's the man himself, Gautama. So this is a lot more peaceful here. There's a lot less horrific imagery you're having to like look at all the time. This is a big tree. And there are children up in it. But it seems to be more like a peaceful and heavenly rather than hellish. Oh, in fact, the tree is actually growing these children, I think. This little girl's got like a vine on her head, and so is this one. It's almost sort of science fiction, kind of fantasy kind of thing. These pods. Oh, look, here we go. A serene baby birthed in a pod. I'm going to have to find out what this tree represents. I've never heard of it. Here they are. I mean, quite an impressive sculpture. It really is. But again, without upkeep, this kind of stuff is just going to fall into total disrepair. Oh, hold on, we found a little bit of hell here. There we go. Had to be here somewhere. And there's some more. I'm glad I found this umbrella. These guys. I did say earlier that they don't have the same faces, but I recognize that one. And Buddha at the top. Maybe this is like a representation of the stages. Maybe that's like the hell realm, demons, animals, and gods. And then obviously there's the shining Buddha at the very top. All right, the rain's really starting to come down now. I got quite a long ride back and I don't have an umbrella or like a poncho. So I'm gonna get wet. I'll have to bomb it to the nearest 7-Eleven and buy a little plastic poncho, unfortunately. But there's a lot of plastic here. Golden Buddha. Oh, the rain's really coming down now. That whole section is flooded. So yeah, what do I think about this place? It's been interesting. The monk had a dream, and this is the result of it. So what can you say, really? Never underestimate a man with a vision. And that's that.